Here is the thing nobody wants to hear before they smile at you. The fuzzy film you feel on your teeth right now, the stuff your tongue keeps nervously checking, is not dirt, and it is not the sugar rotting anything. It is alive. Tooth decay is not your candy attacking your teeth. It is a living city of bacteria doing the attacking for it. That film has a name. Dentists call it plaque, but plaque is a polite word for what it actually is. It is a biofilm. A dense, organized colony of millions of bacteria glued to your enamel in a slime they build themselves. It is not a smudge. It is a thriving metropolis, and you are the real estate. And these are not just loose germs drifting by. A biofilm is a construction project. The bacteria secrete a sticky sugar-based scaffold, a kind of slime fortress, and move in. It shields them from your saliva, from your spit, from being rinsed away. So when you feel that fuzz, you are feeling architecture. They have moved in, and they have built walls. Every city has its main character. In this one, the headliner is a bacterium called Streptococcus mutans. Charming name, vicious tenant. It is one of the most efficient acid factories on the planet, and it has been living rent-free in human mouths for roughly as long as humans have had mouths. It is very, very good at its job. Now here is where your snack comes in, and where the myth falls apart. When you eat sugar, you are not feeding a rot, you are feeding them. The bacteria eat first. According to the research, they ferment those sugars. And like anything that eats, they produce waste. Their particular waste product is the entire problem. The waste is acid, specifically organic acids, mostly lactic acid, the same family of acid that makes your muscles burn. Every time you eat, the city throws a feast, and within minutes it is excreting a wash of acid directly onto the surface of your teeth. Not metaphorically, chemically. A real acid bath, served fresh by the residents. And your enamel, the hardest substance your body makes, harder than bone, is unfortunately made of the one thing acid loves to eat. It is mostly a mineral called hydroxyapatite, pure crystalline mineral. And minerals, no matter how hard, dissolve in acid. Your armor is bulletproof against almost everything, except a chemistry it has no defense for at all. The technical word for what happens next is demineralization. The acid pulls calcium and phosphate ions straight out of the enamel crystal, atom by atom, leaving microscopic pits behind. You will not see it. You will not feel it. It is silent, it is invisible, and it is happening on a schedule every single time the city eats. That is the real start of a cavity. Now, your body is not completely helpless here. Saliva is the unsung hero. Between meals, it washes in, neutralizes the acid, and actually redeposits some of those minerals back into the enamel. It is a constant tug of war, dissolving, then repairing. A quiet truce that holds as long as the feasts do not come too often, which is exactly why grazing all day is the real betrayal. It is not the total amount of sugar. It is the frequency. Every snack restarts the acid attack and resets the clock before your saliva can finish repairs. Constant snacking never lets the truce hold. You keep the city perpetually fed, perpetually acidic, and your enamel never gets a chance to heal. But say you ignore the film. You leave the city alone, undisturbed, for a few days. Something genuinely strange happens. The minerals in your own saliva, the very ones meant to repair your teeth, start seeping into the plaque instead. And the soft, living film begins to harden. It turns to stone. Right there in your mouth. That hardened plaque has a name too. Tartar. Or, if you want the clinical term, calculus. And it is not a figure of speech that it is hard. Researchers describe its structure as comparable to concrete. The fossilized, mineralized bodies of the dead bacteria become the aggregate. The gravel and saliva minerals pour in as the cement. You are growing rock. And here is the cruel part. That stone is rough, porous, and permanent. You cannot brush it off. Worse, its jagged surface is the perfect place for more living bacteria to grab on and build. So the tartar becomes a reef for the living, a fossilized scaffold that shelters the next generation of acid factories, closer to your gums than ever before. And the gums are the next front. As the city creeps down to the gum line, the bacteria there go to work on softer tissue. The research is blunt about it. Their waste products make the gums inflamed and swollen. Your gum line turns from a calm border into a war zone. And your body, sensing the invasion, sends in its own troops. This inflammation is gingivitis, the early stage, red, puffy gums that bleed when provoked. And here is the twist most people miss. A lot of that bleeding and swelling is not the bacteria directly wounding you. It is your own immune system firing on the colony. The early damage is partly collateral damage from your body fighting its own besieged border. There is genuinely good news buried in here. Gingivitis, the early stage, is reversible. According to the source, this inflammation can settle. The border can be restored. The city has not yet taken the foundations. At this point, the war is still winnable. The damage is still soft, and the structure underneath your teeth is still completely intact. Still. But ignore it long enough. Let the colony entrench below the gum line, and the conflict changes character entirely. It becomes periodontitis. And periodontitis does not stop at the soft pink tissue. The inflammation, the research says, attacks the soft tissue and the bone that support your teeth. The siege stops targeting the walls. It goes for the foundations. And bone, unlike enamel, does not come back on its own. The same source is clear. Periodontitis does not go away by itself. The jawbone anchoring your teeth gets broken down. The supports erode, and eventually a perfectly intact, cavity-free tooth can simply loosen and fall out. Not because the tooth failed, because the foundation it was standing on was dissolved out from under it. Sit with that for a second, because it rewires the whole story. The thing that takes your teeth is often not a hole in the tooth at all. It is the slow demolition of the ground beneath it, run by a bacterial city that may never even touch the tooth itself. Your teeth do not rot out. They get evicted. And the city may not stay local. This is where I have to be careful and honest with you, because the science is careful too. Researchers have found associations, links between serious gum disease and conditions elsewhere in the body, like heart disease. The leading idea is that the inflammation and maybe the bacteria may travel. But these are associations, studied and debated, not a settled verdict. So I am not going to scare you with a number I do not have. The honest framing, the one the major dental and heart organizations actually use, is that gum disease is associated with these conditions, and the mechanisms are still being worked out. It is a link worth knowing. It is an association, not a sentence. Treat it like the open question it is. Step back and look at the whole machine. A living biofilm moves in and builds a fortress. It eats your snacks and excretes acid that dissolves your armor. Left alone, it fossilizes into stone, recruits reinforcements, inflames your gums, and finally goes after the bone. That fuzzy film is not gross neglect. It is a microbial metropolis running on a demolition schedule. And honestly, that should change how you feel about it. The villain was never the sugar sitting innocently in the bowl. The villain is a thriving, organized, self-fossilizing civilization that just happens to power its economy by dissolving you. It is, in a horrifying way, a marvel of engineering. It is also living on your teeth right now, paying attention to your next meal. So the next time your tongue runs across that faint, fuzzy film and you think, oh, just some leftover sugar, you will know the truth. It is not sugar. It is not rot. It is a city. A real, living, acid-spitting, stone-building city. On a clock, working a demolition contract it never signed with you. You are not decaying. You are being developed.